Well, hi everyone. I'm Dan Astoki, and I'm the founder and CEO of Mediloq. And if you haven't had a chance yet, please visit the Ignite website where you can see more detail about what we're doing and why we're doing it. So just as an overview, what we are trying to do is address the plastic pollution problem by bringing back the reuse model for consumer packaging. We want to bring back the Coke bottle model to replace single-use plastic packaging. The objective is to reduce the amount of plastic that's being produced and ending up in the environment. Our plan is to start with plastic child-safe packaging because that's the business we're already in, and then eventually expand our business to other types of plastic packaging. So how did we get here? We started out in 2017 manufacturing really high-end child-safe containers. The originals were precision machined from aircraft aluminum, and now we have a line made from high-strength, lightweight polymer. These are very rugged, watertight, crush-proof, super reliable, and they're made to military standards. They are absolutely the highest quality child-safe containers on the planet. They're kind of like the Yeti of child-safe containers. The customers are mostly middle-aged men who have disposable income and like top quality gear. And this is how we are currently generating revenue. There's no other products on the market like it. We have got a patent on them, and people use them when they want a compact, rugged, waterproof storage container with a locking cap. They're used outdoors, indoors, for camping, hiking, boating, travel, and people keep all sorts of things in them. Pills, medications, cannabis, matches, hearing aids, coffee, survival kits. And this is how the company got started. But it's a very boutique market, and we were basically just making a widget, and we were looking for ways that we could scale the company and make an impact on a global level. Then in 2019, I was in Hawaii, where I grew up, and on the beach were all these little bits of colored plastic. And what I found out was that for years, plastic had been washing in from the ocean, and I said to myself, maybe there's something I can do about this. Keeping plastic out of the ocean should not be rocket surgery, but I didn't have anything in mind. When I returned to Colorado, there was a front page article in our local paper saying that Boulder County was looking to ban single-use plastics. We already had to pay 10 cents to use plastic grocery bags, but they were talking about expanding the ban to other items. So I thought, okay, child-safe containers are made out of plastic, and we were already making a version that was durable enough to be reused. So if we could get a reusable option on the market, we might be able to get child-safe containers added to the list of banned plastic products. And then people would have to buy our reusable version, and this could be a huge potential for our company and the chance to have an impact on a global level. So I started researching. Number one, how big is the plastic problem, and could you build a business around it? Number two, I started thinking about what this business might look like and who the customers would be and how the business would work. And here's what I found. Plastic pollution is a huge problem. Already, 60 countries have laws in place that ban single-use plastic products. And it's not just a litter problem. Every year, 1.7 gigatons of greenhouse gases are produced by plastic usage and disposal. So plastic pollution is a big problem, and companies are working to solve it. But what about child-safe containers? Are they part of the problem? It turns out that every year, 1.4 billion pounds of plastic child-safe containers are produced and discarded. And because they're small and colored, even though you might put them in the recycling, they're not really being recycled. So number one, plastic pollution is a huge problem. Number two, people are looking for ways to solve the problem. Number three, we have a solution. And number four, there's huge business potential. How big is the potential? It turns out that the annual global market for plastic child-safe containers is $19.3 billion. Even if we can get a tiny slice of that, it's substantial. And we know of no other companies trying to do the same thing. So what is this thing we're trying to do? Again, it's the Coke bottle model. We make durable glass, reusable, child-safe containers, sell them to companies like supplement and pharma brands who are currently using plastic containers. These supplement and pharma companies fill the reusable containers with the product, put them on retailer shelves. Then when consumers buy these products, they automatically get charged a refundable deposit at checkout. When they're empty, the consumers bring them back, put them into kiosks that read a barcode, and they get their deposit back. Then a driver collects all the empties from the kiosks, returns them to a wash depot where they get washed, sanitized, and retested to make sure they're still child safe. And then the final step in the loop is to ship the refurbished containers back to the manufacturers for refill. And to address Sanjeev's question from last time, when I say pharma brands, I'm talking about popular dry tablet and capsule drugs, which are known not to react with plastic or glass. So the retesting of the containers is a big deal because after thousands of reuses, the child safe cap might wear out and the container will no longer be child safe. So it's important that the bad containers be removed from the loop. The other reason it's a big deal is because we filed a patent on the equipment to do this. And we want to be able to license the IP to other companies wanting to get into the same business. Shaping policy is part of our strategy. Our plan is to leverage environmental nonprofits and hire lobbyists to get bills passed that will encourage packaging reuse. It tilts the free market in our direction because consumers will then have an incentive to change to reusable packaging. A good example of this is that last summer in Colorado, youth groups got a Plastic Pollution Act signed into state law. 400 volunteers gathered 21,000 signatures on petitions to get this bill passed. So to execute this expansion of our business from our current revenue generating retail model to a business-to-business reusable container model, we are raising $1 million in seed funding on the Ignite platform, and the minimum investment is only $100. The funds will be used to develop, number one, next-gen low-cost reusable glass containers, number two, automatic wash and test equipment, and then number three, we'll need to develop the infrastructure to target dietary supplement and pharma brands. So that's what we're trying to do, everyone.